Good evening, you are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The first trial flight takes off from the new Muscat International Airport. The tourism production of the Sultanate exceeds more than 1 billion Omani riyals at the end of 2016. A tropical storm unleashes flash floods and set off landslides in the southern Philippines as the death toll climbs to 133. Those were the headlines, now the news in detail. The first trial passenger flight took off today from the passenger building of the new Muscat International Airport. The passengers ended their travel procedures through 118 counters of airline companies and 82 of Royal Oman Police. The passengers later boarded the airplane, which took off at 11:15 a.m. The capacity of the new passenger terminal amounted to 20 million passengers annually. It includes 40 aerobridges and 29 waiting halls. This flight will be followed by a number of experiments during the upcoming period, which will include the use of different aeroplanes to check all parts of the new airport to ensure the integration among all systems. The tourism production of the Sultanate exceeded more than 1 billion Omani riyals at the end of 2016. The National Centre for Statistics and Information pointed out that domestic tourism acquired around 73.5%, achieving more than 882 million riyals, while foreign tourism acquired 26.5% of tourism production at the end of last year. The centre also said that the tourism services, including shopping, topped the list of domestic tourism expenditure with 22.2%, while the total revenues on air cargo services amounted to 216 million riyals, followed by profits of resident services with 200 million Omani riyals. Palestinian protesters dressed as Santa Claus were among those who clashed with Israeli troops in the West Bank town of Bethlehem. The protest comes as the fallout continues over US President Donald Trump's recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital. It took place 2 days after the United Nations General Assembly voted to denounce Trump's declaration. The death toll from a tropical storm in the southern Philippines climbed swiftly to 133 today as rescuers pulled dozens of bodies from a swollen river. Tropical storm Tembin has lashed the nation's second largest island of Mindanao since yesterday, triggering flash floods and mudslides. The Philippines is pummeled by 20 major storms each year on average, many of them deadly. But Mindanao, home to 20 million people, is rarely hit. Police, soldiers and volunteers used shovels to dig through mud and debris as they search for bodies in the village of Dalama today. The death toll from Mindanao's Zamboanga Peninsula also rose to 28, and police said 81 people were missing after mud and rocks swept down coastal communities in Cebuku and other fishing towns. Landslides have blocked rescue and relief convoys to the impoverished region. Tembin struck less than a week after Tropical Storm Kaitak left 54 dead and 24 missing in the central Philippines, straining the disaster-prone nation's resources. At least 32 people were killed today after a passenger bus veered off a bridge and plunged into a river in the western Indian state of Rajasthan. Another 10 passengers were injured in the crash in Rajasthan state, 375 kilometers south of New Delhi. A top police officer said the speeding bus was trying to overtake another vehicle when it rammed through the bridge railing. Rescuers have so far recovered 32 bodies from the river. The UN Security Council unanimously approved tough new sanctions on North Korea in response to its latest launch of a ballistic missile that Pyongyang says is capable of reaching anywhere on the US mainland. The resolution, drafted by the United States and negotiated with China, drew criticism from Russia for the short time the 13 other Council nations had to consider the text and last-minute changes to the text. One of those changes was raising the deadline for North Korean workers to return home from 12 months to 24 months. The resolution caps crude oil imports at 4 million barrels a year and imports of refined oil products, including diesel and kerosene, at 500,000 barrels per year. This represents a nearly 90% ban of refined products, which are key to North Korea's economy. The new sanctions also ban the export of food products, machinery, electrical equipment, earthen stones, wood and vessels from North Korea. City authorities in Baghdad have erected the biggest Christmas tree in Iraq at the city's Al-Zura Park. An official from the park said the tree measures 30 metres tall and 10 metres wide and was installed to celebrate Christmas, New Year and the country's declared victory over the Daesh group. Iraq's Christian community has steadily dwindled since the 2003 US-led invasion. Christians have been targeted by extremists on several occasions and have also fled the country for better economic opportunities. The head of the Chaldean Catholic Church said he was hoping for peace and stability in Iraq, urging the government to build a very strong state with citizenship for everybody without discrimination of religion. The exact number of Christians left in Iraq is unclear, but they are thought to number several 100,000. Thousands of well-wishers gathered at the Imperial Palace in Tokyo today to celebrate Emperor Akihito's 84th birthday. Akihito was accompanied by Empress Michito and several other members of the imperial family, including Crown Prince Naruhito and Crown Princess Masako. Akihito marked his birthday, pledging to fulfill his duties until the day of his abdication, set for 2019, while preparing to pass the torch onto a new generation. His elder son, Crown Prince Naruhito, will ascend the chrysanthemum throne. The emperor last year expressed his wish to abdicate, citing his age and health as a concern. Akihito ascended the throne in January 1989 after the death of his father, Emperor Hirohito, beginning the Heisei era. The last emperor to abdicate was Kakaku in 1817. The Big Ben bell in the British Parliament's famous clock tower chimed after months of silence today to celebrate Christmas season. The great bell, which ceased its regular bongs at noon on August 21st, falling silent for most of the next 4 years while renovation works are carried out, will resume service until 1200 hours Greenwich Mean Time on New Year's Day. As part of the works, the clock housing Big Ben will be dismantled and each cog examined and restored. The hammers, which have struck the 13.7-ton bell every hour for most of the last 157 years, will be locked and disconnected from the clock. Its 4 dials will also be cleaned and repaired, their cast iron framework renewed and the hands removed and refurbished. The works are expected to be completed in 2021. One working clock face remained visible at all times, telling the time silently, and it is powered by a modern electric motor until the original clockwork mechanism is reinstated. Officially called the Elizabeth Tower, the 96-metre-tall clock tower that houses Big Ben is believed to be the most photographed building in the United Kingdom. Still to come in our news bulletin. The Arab Open University marks the graduation of its 6th batch of students. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. In order to instill the culture of cleanliness, Barka Municipality and the Governorate of South Batana organised, in cooperation with citizens and some concerned bodies, a public cleaning campaign. The campaign aimed to clean the Walaya beaches and make them more attractive, as well as protecting the marine environment. It also aimed to spread awareness among the members of the community on the significance of preserving the environment, as well as making the youth participate in voluntary work activities. The people of the Walaya of Liwa conducted a cleaning campaign after adverse weather conditions that had affected the Walaya recently. The campaign was organised in cooperation with Liwa municipality. Volunteers from all villages of the Walaya removed dust, stones and debris around the streets, mosques and schools, which were washed away by overflowing wadis. People in the Walaya of Mata in the Governorate of Musandam were delighted for the reflow of some villages due to the latest rainfall. There are around 24 villages in the Walaya of Mata and 2 water dams that enrich these villages. The reflow of these villages will increase the agricultural activities in the Walaya. It will also encourage farmers to plant various types of fruit and vegetables. The Arab Open University held a ceremony to mark the graduation of its 6th batch of students for the academic year 2017 to 2018. The ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Nasser al-Harasi, Chairman of the Public Authority for Radio and TV. Our reporter Salah bin Kaufan al-Rabi has more details in the following report.
359 graduates from different specializations, including the first batch of students from the Higher Education Admission Center, are ready to join labor market after the completion of their higher education studies at the Arab Open University.
First of all, it was my pleasure to be in this university. It's given me a big opportunity to be a member of Arab Open University, which makes me like to change my life and to be reached in this position. It was really hard because my work-wise, it's really difficult for me. But I tried to manage everything due to the people which they were supporting me, my family, my friends, and this. And I did a lot of things, like a lot of effort to just finish this master's degree.
I am very happy because I am graduation from Arab Open University. I take 3 years to finish my business administration in my university. I want to thank my family because they are helping me for how I am doing in my university.
75 of the graduates are master degree holders, while 161 are bachelor degree holders and 93 are diploma holders. The graduates majored in English language and literature, educational technology, educational leadership, business administration, and information technology and computing.
I'm very excited and I'm so happy because I have completed my master's. I have done my bachelor's here in specialization with accounts here in Arab Open University, and now I have done my MBA as well from Arab Open University, and this is a journal MBA, but I'm very happy because it will be helpful in my workplace and in my future goals or whatever I will be doing, or even in my normal practical life.
I want to dedicate this my graduation to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said the Great and my family, who support me. They support me a lot during my 2 years studying in the MBA Arab Open University.
It is worth mentioning that in a first of its kind initiative, the Arab Open University held this year the first Students' Research Conference, aiming to empower students' research skills and highlight their achievements in research.
Yet another chapter unfolds, yet another milestone achieved. These young faces with bright smiles reflect the hard work and dedication invested to celebrate this moment of glory. For the Sultanate of Oman Television English News, Salih bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
The 4th Arda Run Festival in the Walaya of Bidbid in the Governorate of Adakaliya witnessed a wide participation of those concerned in camels. The ceremony included a number of national items such as Azi, Razha and Arda Run. Poems praising His Majesty Sultan Qaboos and the achievements were also delivered. His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Saeed Al Karbani, Minister of Social Development, presided over the ceremony. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the governorates of Sharqiya and Worcester and coastal areas of the Sea of Oman. Winds will be southerly to southeasterly, light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1 metre. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The first trial flight takes off from the new Muscat International Airport. The tourism production of the Sultanate exceeds more than 1 billion Omani riyals at the end of 2016. And a tropical storm unleashes flash floods and set off landslides in the southern Philippines as the death toll climbs to 133. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.